This is the Small Business Report, powered by PNC Bank. Your weekly access to all the tools you need to succeed. Stay tuned for expert advice from business owners, subject matter experts, and government agencies. Each week, you'll learn tips on how to start, grow, and finance your business. The Small Business Report is supported by the DC Small Business Development Center, a partnership program nationally accredited by the Association of America's SBCDs and funded in part by the U.S. Small Business Administration, Howard University, with Howard University serving as the network's headquarters. Stay tuned. Coming up next, your host, Carl Brown, State Executive Director of the District of Columbia Small Business Development Center.
Hi, this is Jermaine Johnson, Regional President for Pnc Bank. At Pnc, we believe that we play an important role in building strong, vibrant, more self-reliant communities. Our responsibility to help drive meaningful change has never felt more important than in this moment. Visit pnc.com/diversity to learn more. The PNC Financial Services Group, Inc., all rights reserved.
Hello, this is Carl Brown, host of the Small Business Report on SiriusXM Channel 141, HUR Voices. Every Thursday at noon, we bring you the stories of small business owners and subject matter experts that can help you start, grow, or sustain your business. Please be sure to tune in every Thursday at noon on SiriusXM Channel 141, HUR Voices to hear the Small Business Report.
Dealing with car repairs can feel like a lose-lose situation. The hassle, the headaches, the cost, it's just too much. That's why I called CarShield. They're helping me save time and money. It's a win-win. CarShield's administrators make everything super easy. They handle the paperwork and expensive payments so I don't have to. CarShield saves me thousands and I get to choose the mechanic to do the work. CarShield's administrators take care of the rest. Plans from CarShield even provide coast-to-coast roadside assistance, rental coverage, and trip reimbursement, all at no additional charge. CarShield has monthly coverage options to fit your budget, and they've helped over 1 million drivers. CarShield is a win-win. They help get me back on track when I'm in a pinch, and I'm not on the hook to pay thousands. Get coverage today and see why CarShield cars go farther. Visit carshield.com/report to save 10%. That's carshield.com/report. A deductible may apply.
Welcome to the Small Business Report here on SiriusXM Channel 141, HUR Voices. Hey, this is your host, Carl Brown, and I got some wonderful people, my people, coming on the show today. We got at the top of the hour, Ms. Sonya Smith, and she is the Associate State Director for the Pennsylvania SBDC. And she's physically located at Kutztown State. Now, I'm going to tell you, I was driving my son to Boy Scout camp and drove past Kutztown State up in the Poconos. I would have never known where that place is, but it's a beautiful place, beautiful campus, cornfields and all kind of stuff. So we're going to learn more about what they're doing up there in the state of Pennsylvania, because she's the Associate State Director for the entire state. Then on the bottom half of the hour, we got another one of my people, Ted Gutierrez, and he is the State Director for the U.S. Virgin Islands Small Business Development Center. So I can't wait to get get both of them on the line here shortly. But anyway, in the meantime, I want to talk about ransomware. Ransomware, this thing is taking over. Small businesses, beware. Because if you get hit with ransomware, they might lock you out of not only your computer system, but your finances. And it'll take you either paying them off to get your computers and finances back, or they'll just wipe you out, one or the other. So beware of ransomware. And we're going to have some more shows on ransomware and how to protect yourself in the future. We'll be right back after these messages.
When you need to reach, teach, or engage your target market to enhance your desired results, this is where entertainment meets education. The Holloway Media Group will help you create, distribute, and edit your multimedia productions. Let our experts provide talent development advice and assistance using media to improve productivity of your workforce. We'll develop a customized program to meet your unique needs. We have your media solutions. Visit hollowaymedia.com for more information.
Hey, Small Business Report listeners, are you a small or mid-sized business? Let BDPAtoday.com help you leverage emerging technologies and digital innovations to transform your business.
BDPAtoday.com will highlight your organization's innovations, solutions, and success stories. Let BDPAtoday.com publish your branded videos, blogs, and photos to a national tech industry audience and assist with your awareness building campaign. With BDPAtoday.com, you can network with qualified and certified tech professionals and get access to developers, gamers, hackers, and interns to join your team for short or long-term projects.
Visit BDPAtoday.com for true digital transformation that will drive competitive advantage to your organization.
That's BDPAtoday.com.
Tune in to The Skin Deep Show with host Sharon Morton as she engages your senses and examines the issues affecting Black skin and its treatment in every facet of life, from beauty, health, and wellness to social injustice and mass incarceration. It's a show designed to stimulate your mind, body, and soul. Don't miss it. The Skin Deep Show, every Friday at 5:30 p.m. and Sunday at 4:30 p.m. on SiriusXM Channel 141 HUR Voices.
Welcome back to the Small Business Report here on SiriusXM Channel 141. Your host, Carl Brown, in the house. And I'm telling you, folks, I'm so excited about interviewing my people, my Small Business Development Center folks, because we are some of the baddest people on the planet. And I'm going to tell you, this young lady that I'm bringing on, Sonya Smith out of Pennsylvania, she is bad. She is everywhere in the state making things happen for the small business community. And you're going to see what kind of quality people we have working at these small business development centers. So without further ado, Sonya, welcome to the Small Business Report. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Carl, for the invitation. And like you said, our network is full of some shakers and movers. So it's really good to be here and just talk about what we're doing out in Pennsylvania.
Absolutely. And that's what I want folks to really get an understanding of what we do every day, the impact that we have on the small business community. I mean, a lot of people say, well, I don't really need help, or when they get in dire straits, then they come knocking on the door. And I'm saying, well, hey, we could have taken care of that. That was real easy, but why did you wait so long? So being a part of a national program with a big mission, what we do, and seeing impact, what makes you excited about the mission?
Well, as you mentioned, Carl, a little bit, just what gets me excited is to either help those businesses before they make those mistakes, and or help them when they think that they don't have the support. And that could even be from their own family and friends. Sometimes you have a big dream and people don't understand because it's not theirs. And so we're here to be unbiased, confidential, one-on-one with those individuals that are, and they could be entrepreneurs or not even know that they're entrepreneurs and small business owners that just need an ear, just need someone to help them through the process. And that's what we're here for. We're here to do that consulting, to be unbiased and to really be there to support the entrepreneur to make the jump or even not to make the jump. Sometimes we're helping them save them time and money by not going into business because it's not something that is valuable for them at that moment in time in their life. But that's what gets me excited, is to be a dream maker, to see all of this happen within your own community, to be able to walk down the street and see these small businesses, to be a patron of these businesses. And, they get to know me So I'm loyal in all different ways, not only to support them, but also to support them with my actual dollars. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's important, because we do the same thing. We patronize the small businesses that we help. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about anyway, whether it's retail or restaurant or whatever, we patronize them, we utilize them. We actually help them find opportunities and everything else. So tell me a little bit about what you guys do. If I'm a small business and I come to you guys, what do you do? Because I know what you do.
Yes,
but I need the audience to know what you do.
But yes, as you know, and as you stated, we're a national program. So a lot of people are surprised that each state, as well as the U.S. territory. So you'll hear later on from Ted Gutierrez. So yes, there's resources available, 62 networks, across the whole nation. And we provide one-on-one consulting. As I mentioned, no cost, confidential to those clients. So it's any type of business, small business at any stage. So there are people that are on a shoestring budget, but there are also businesses that are, $2 million and making it happen, but they're in a plateau or a growth stage and they don't know what to do. So, we can go from the idea stage all the way to the established business with that consulting. And we also have educational programming. So it could be in person, live, or webinars that they can do or can utilize to help build their business and help their business grow. And to also learn about, accounting, QuickBooks, business planning, business model. But then we have specialty programs. We have our, which, you can go to our website, Pennsylvania, SBDC.org, if you want to learn more about those specialty programs. But, we have an environmental management program that helps with automobile and laundromats and cleaners to not get dinged by the Department of Environmental Protection with a compliance and audit. So it's different things like that we really are a resource to our small business community that they just aren't aware of. And that's why I'm on today.
Oh, man, I didn't even know about the environmental thing.
Yes.
That's good news. But, because every state has different things.
Correct.
And that's what's so beautiful about what we do, but I do want to take a moment to actually talk about credentials and all of that, because somebody has said one of the small businesses, well, I was trying to recruit them to come in because they weren't a startup. They had been around, but they had plateaued. And I was saying, well, hey, we could really help you. And they were like, well, I don't know. And they have a legal background and everything else, And I said, well, everybody in my shop has an MBA or better. Mm-hmm. And most of the people that I work with across the nation have MBAs or better. So, and we have professional development that we take all the time. So we're always looking at cutting edge information, new things, right, new products, new services that are out there that we have the ability to bring to our clients, Mm-hmm. So.
Yes, like you said, the credentials are there. They're experts or subject matter experts. They've right, either been in private or public industry, and they've been in corporations before, or even have their own business. We That's have right, a consultant that has 2 businesses, and she's a real estate agent, and she's a consultant for us as well. So, she's ready. She's able to walk the walk and talk the talk and let them know I'm not just here I actually have credentials. I, went to school. I'm learning more, but I also have by doing it myself, that knowledge by doing it myself.
Well, that's one of the criteria when I hire a consultant. They have had to have a small business mm-hmm, because that you can't, I mean, having the book credential is great, but I mean, I want that experience.
Real life experience.
As well. Yeah,
real life.
So, resources. Let's talk about resources. And then, we got some stats on business failure rates. I mean, 20% at the first year, 33% at the second year, 50% by year 5. But what is like, I wouldn't say the best mistake, but what are some of the mistakes that entrepreneurs make that you've seen?
The biggest mistake, I would say, there's a few, but I would say just to just be short and concise with my response, I will say 3. So define your business in detail. And what that means is that, for instance, have a client that wants to do retail and selling watches, but spends most of their time fixing watches. So you're spending, your revenue streams in marketing as in selling watches, but that's not how you're making your money. You're making your money doing the repair. So it's defining that industry on which you actually fit in and how you're actually spending your time to make that revenue back. So you're actually in business to repair watches and not sell watches. So it's defining that business model, defining what you are good at and what you do. I find that being an issue. Sometimes it's ego because you might be really good at something and you don't want to admit that you're better at something else, but I think it's a learning experience. And then the other thing I've been seeing is lease, getting into a lease and spending all that money and it's not really good terms, not a good location. And then, you're stuck with a lease and for 5 years and you're in that shop and you're just not even breaking even. So that's another thing, not going and getting that legal advice or having your consultant review that with you and help you get the, the resources to do so, to have a proper legal document with your landlord or whoever they're looking to lease from. And I will also say credit card debt, looking at ways to finance their business. That's the third thing. I would hopefully they look at other opportunities for financing their business because those credit cards and predatory lenders are not a good way with those interest rates and just going to end up, down a downward spiral before they even start and open their business. So those are my 3 things.
We found that too, and I'll tell you, not just the credit card piece, but just overall not having enough money to actually finance the business, and then not even having the internal financial infrastructure in place, meaning they don't even have a QuickBooks or any other type of accounting system, and so they don't really know how much money they're bringing in or letting out, and at the end of the day, they're really hurting. And at least yes, I mean, I've seen so many businesses that have run into our shop that says, man, look at this. And it's like, wow, why did you sign that? And, it's the slippery slope of ensuring that they go out of business really fast and then be on the hook for their financing.
Correct.
So look, we got about, 30 some odd seconds. So let's talk about some of the biggest challenges when we come back from commercial break. I want to talk about biggest challenges that you've seen, and we probably could share some, but it's every day is a challenge, but it's always worth it. So hey, this is Carl Brown. You're listening to the Small Business Report here on Sirius XM, and we are powered by PNC Bank. PNC, they have business checking, business credit cards, business lending, and and merchant services. And you could do it on mobile, online, or the old-fashioned way by walking in. This is Carl Brown on the Small Business Report. We'll be right back after these messages.
It's Madison, the Black Eagle.
This is Karen Hunter.
This is Clay King.
Al Sharpton.
Hey, it's Lauren Coates.
Hey, this is Godfrey. Sirius XM.
Urban View.
1, 2, 6.
Urban View is where Americans get to see what America is supposed to look like.
We are free to express our opinion as long as they're honest.
From sunup till sundown.
All are welcome, but be careful if you come in, because your life might be changed.
I'm super excited to be able to engage folks.
And that's what's happening right now.
Urban View.
Keep it real.
Channel 126.
Hello, this is Carl Brown, host of the Small Business Report on Sirius XM, channel 141, HUR Voices. Every Thursday at noon, we bring you the stories of small business owners and subject matter experts that can help you start, grow, or sustain your business. Please be sure to tune in every Thursday at noon on Sirius XM, channel 141, HUR Voices to hear the Small Business Report.
You know your body, and you know when something's off, when something doesn't feel quite right. Don't ignore symptoms like fatigue, joint pain, rashes, and fever. They could be signs of lupus. Listen to your body. Take care of yourself. We're here to help you take control of your health. Learn how at BeFierceTakeControl.org. Brought to you by the Lupus Foundation of America and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Hi, this is Jermaine Johnson, Regional President for PNC Bank. At PNC, we believe that we play an important role in building strong, vibrant, more self-reliant communities. Our responsibility to help drive meaningful change has never felt more important than in this moment. Visit pnc.com/diversity to learn more. The PNC Financial Services Group, Inc., all rights reserved.
Welcome back to the Small Business Report here on SiriusXM, and we're talking to Sonya Smith from the Pennsylvania Small Business Development Center, and she is dropping some science here today, and we're going to talk about what are the biggest challenges you have with your specific role right now, and how are you going to overcome it?
So the funny thing, and you mentioned earlier, so I'll just remind all of the listeners, I'm the Associate State Director for Programs and Policy at the Pennsylvania SBDC, Small Business Development Center. So I help with designing and implementing and evaluating those programs that go out to the small business community. And with that, Carl, I love Carl and my other fellow SBDC colleagues, and he sees me all over the state. The biggest challenge, and that's more due to the pandemic for me, is the outreach. I'm a people person, didn't realize how much of a people person I was. And we have been known as the SBDC, as a national program, to be the best kept secret. And I like to not make that known as our tagline. And so I am out there all the time, day and night, and at every event, on boards and committees. Yes.
Yes, you are.
So
and thank you for posting all that too.
Yes, and I tag my colleagues and the national program. And I think the biggest challenge for me during the pandemic was being isolated and not being able to share the good things that our colleagues are doing across the state, our consultants, the directors, and just what the other programs are doing. And yes, we shared what we were doing, webinars and virtually, but the person, face-to-face touch was kind of lost for me. And so that was my biggest challenge, was not being able to get out there with you guys. So that was a rough.
Yeah, and I tell you, I miss everybody. Yeah, I really do. But you know what? It's funny that we're talking about this, because I was just talking to a bunch of folks, because we're back in the office. And so I've been talking to a lot of our, clients and folks that I'm trying to recruit to become clients. And I said, well, what are some of the things that you miss, and what are some of the things that scare you about, 2022? And, almost to a person, everybody was like, I really don't want to go out. They like the whole virtual thing. They don't feel as though they're ready to venture out. And I love going out. I love going places, but I'm not doing it either. I'm very, very selective, and I don't, the little boxes on the screen, they're driving me crazy, but, right now this is what I'm doing. But, I would prefer to be networking and all that good stuff, and I miss our colleagues, because when we get together, whether it's for training or, just at our meetings, we share a lot of information. Right. And it's really difficult to share all of that information on a virtual platform with 62 people or more on the call, Yeah. So it's real difficult. So I feel you on that.
I miss dropping and picking up nuggets, the knowledge
absolutely.
nuggets.
Yeah. all the time. So what are some of the things you're researching right now in relation to your role in the organization?
So right now, I talked about my role in program development and really working with the community as well as with our partners, both all of our federal and state partners. But right now I've been, and maybe because I have a military family background, really have been partnering, working with the Veteran Business Outreach Center that was just named this year for the Mid-Atlantic region. And so they serve Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and also the District of Columbia. So the program manager there is just learning, and he has an SBDC background. So I've been doing research, working with them, doing some meetings about that. But also with our, in Pennsylvania, we have an organization through the state called PA Vet Connect, and that helps with all resources, more for, of course, our service members, our veterans, and then family members. But it's going even deeper now. They really want to focus on economic development and really business development for their veterans. And so I've been doing a lot of research around that and really showing how we can connect our veteran entrepreneurs or our veterans into looking at opportunities to use their expertise and their knowledge that they've gained through the service to, be part of the small business community. So that's really what I'm working on. And then working on some research about how our millennials learn and how they start their businesses. They do it very quickly. A lot of YouTube, a lot of self-learning, books, mentoring, affinity groups. So like, how can we tap into that of being part of that knowledge base and helping them start their business? So that's another area I'm looking at. And then also looking at, I sit on a board for a nonprofit that's statewide for Pennsylvania downtown centers. So really learning about our downtown districts, Elm Streets and Main Streets, and how some nature-based recreational things, the blighted houses, and how we can build out the residential part to bring in some economic development as well and help those businesses in those downtown areas kind of bring in the community as a whole. So it's been a lot of good projects, but those are like my three favorite because they kind of hit home in some way, one way or the other. So.
It's funny you say the last one about putting residential homes in the downtown area. I've even heard about something similar, and they're looking at doing it in Washington, D.C. to help people come back, because they need people to come back into the city because the federal government is still out. They're not coming back. And that's about a third of their workforce that comes into Washington, D.C. every day, and they're not coming back or haven't been slated to come back no time soon. So that's a large percentage of people. So they're saying, well, look, maybe if we build some homes in the downtown area, they'll be living here so that it won't be hard for them to come back because they'll already be here. It might work. I don't know.
It's that whole work, live, and play in your area where it makes it easy. Yes.
Yeah. So with the pandemic, and we're all struggling with this and working remotely, my staff would prefer to work remotely. I would prefer that they do, because our numbers were just astronomical with them working remotely. So I didn't have the problem of people disappearing. I had the numbers, we generated numbers. We more than doubled everything that we did from year over year. But working remotely, how do you humanize the workplace?
It's kind of what you were talking about earlier when we mentioned what was my biggest challenge is, I've been trying to do things that make them understand that I listen to them, whether it's one-on-one meetings, check-ins. Our state director, Ernie Post, has been doing the same thing, but I call it my culture crew. So I have two of our team members that work with me on different things. And we actually just did this. We did most likely 2 awards. So I was actually voted most likely to be president. So go figure. So
Well, I'll vote for you.
You'll vote for me?
Yeah.
So, we did little fun things like that. Most likely to have the best garden, most likely to be the first on the dance floor. I sent out care packages to the whole network. So
wow.
kind of, I actually have a one of the boxes here. So partnered with Feeding America. So each box that we purchased was actually also a meal that was going to be donated through Feeding America. So, me and my giving back and helping community. So I was like, hey, this actually shows the network that we care. We're thinking about them. It gives them a snack box, some little gift things from the SBDC, the PASBDC, but it also is going to a good cause. We've been doing team building, even virtually, where I've been giving out gift cards and helping them communicate with each other and learn more about each other. So just different things to really show that the connection is still there. We're still collaborating. We're still human. Even though we're virtually meeting constantly, but that our team members, we care about each other. So those are some fun things I've been doing.
Okay, we got less than a minute. If you had one superpower, which one would you choose?
This one's hard, but I would choose reading minds.
Now that's a good one, especially when you're sitting across from someone who's talking about starting a business.
Exactly. Because then, most of it you don't even have to worry about. All of that information will be coming to you and you can really see. And I think I read body language very well and people very well. But if I were able to read minds, I think it will help a lot of the communication issues. So, yeah.
Wow. So, hey, Sonya, thank you so much for being on the show. I know we've been talking about it and we got you on here finally. So, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you again. And I hope everyone was able to take something back with them and visit that website for more resources.
Absolutely. So, folks, we'll be right back after these messages.
Dealing with car repairs can feel like a lose-lose situation. The hassle, the headaches, the cost, it's just too much. That's why I called CarShield. They're helping me save time and money. It's a win-win. CarShield's administrators make everything super easy. They handle the paperwork and expensive payments so I don't have to. CarShield saves me thousands and I get to choose the mechanic to do the work. CarShield's administrators take care of the rest. Plans from CarShield even provide coast-to-coast roadside assistance, rental coverage, and trip reimbursement, all at no additional charge. CarShield has monthly coverage options to fit your budget, and they've helped over 1 million drivers. CarShield is a win-win. They help get me back on track when I'm in a pinch, and I'm not on the hook to pay thousands. Get coverage today and see why CarShield cars go farther. Visit carshield.com/report to save 10%. That's carshield.com/report. A deductible may apply.
Every 14 seconds, someone, somewhere, learns they have breast cancer, the most commonly diagnosed cancer worldwide. The Breast Cancer Research Foundation unites the best minds in science. A global team collaborating across disciplines and pursuing their boldest ideas. The scientists we support have been involved in every major breakthrough in breast cancer research. Our progress can be measured in millions of survivors. By investing in every aspect of breast cancer research, we're deepening our understanding of how cancer begins and why it sometimes spreads. Only with your help can we maintain our progress. Only by saving research now can we save lives tomorrow.
Welcome back to the Small Business Report here on SiriusXM Channel 141, powered by PNC Bank. And if you need anything, folks, PNC should be your first choice. They have business checking, business savings, loans, and you could do it mobile, online, or the old-fashioned way, walking in. So PNC Bank. But anyway, like I told you, we're going to have my man, my people's Ted Gutierrez from the U.S. Virgin Islands. He's the state director for the U.S. Virgin Islands Small Business Development Center. Ted, welcome to the show.
Yes, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, Mr. Carl Brown. It's a pleasure to join you on this distinguished program. So thank you very much for having me on, representing the United States Virgin Islands.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it. So, hey, Ted, a lot of people talk about retiring and moving out of the 50 states and going down to the islands. So could you tell us a little bit about life in the Virgin Islands?
Absolutely. So one thing that I do have to mention, first and foremost, is the beautiful weather year round. I know you mentioned earlier that it was low 60s in DC, but it's about the low 80s here in St. Thomas. I think we're going to drop down to maybe 82 tonight with a high of about 88, 89 tomorrow. So life is beautiful down here. The weather, the beaches, the people, the food, everything is just so tremendous down here. There are those folks who are able to come down and retire down here. And for those folks, kudos to you. But we're in the heart of it, supporting small businesses and spurring the local economy through the things we do at the Small Business Development Center. But it's a beautiful place. I highly recommend it if you've never been down here. No passport required as a territory of the United States, so that's one perk. We're the most southern east portion of the United States and the territories, and beautiful. Come and visit one of our, actually 4 islands. If you include Water Island, which is a little small island down here, but life is great down here. We enjoy living and love being down here.
So, hey, let me ask you though. So, what do you offer small businesses down there in the Virgin Islands?
Sure. As you know, the Small Business Development Center throughout the U.S. and the territories provide technical assistance to entrepreneurs and small businesses. And the services that we provide range anywhere along the full spectrum of businesses, from an idea of wanting to start a business all the way through the end of the business life cycle and discussing exit strategy or business valuation. What are you going to do at the end of the business when it's time to move on, and everything in between. Of course, down here, business resiliency, pivoting your business, assisting with business plans, assisting with loan documentation, loan applications, social media, looking at different type of industries, doing some industry research, and of course, just general good old business advice. We're an objective ear and objective voice for the entrepreneur and the small business owner. And we've been here for now our 36th year. So those are just some of the things we do in the territory. When we're not working, we're just enjoying the weather, enjoying the water and the beach and the great food and drinks.
I love it. I love it. So let me ask you, what made you decide to move to the Virgin Islands?
Oh, that's a great question. Besides the mentioned beaches, water, temperature, well, it was just the opportunity to come down here and be a part of something special in the America's SBDC network, and particularly to lead the Virgin Islands as the state director. It was such a huge opportunity to be able to come down here and take a program that has been real relevant over the last several years and really try to push through and guide it so that it's on its way to the next 36 years in the territory, and rebrand and rebuild and really kind of reshift the SBDC. I don't know if you remember those old commercials. This is not your father's Oldsmobile. Well, this is not your father's or mother's VISBDC anymore. We're a new, dynamic, flexible small business development center ready to pivot and help businesses anywhere from mom and pop retail shop to tech, cybersecurity, all the good stuff. That's what we're able to do down here.
Well, do you also do something that we don't do in the District of Columbia, and that's in economic disaster, because we don't have it in the district.
Yes. So unfortunately, we have the impacts of not only hurricanes, but obviously COVID-19 affected everyone down here. So unfortunately, the territory is used to some economic disasters. And we're still rebuilding from the 2017 hurricanes, add COVID-19 on top of that. And that has really helped us to establish a great program of disaster recovery and business resiliency. We partner with other networks across the United States, some folks in Florida, New Orleans as well, to help share resources and share what we can do and share what they've done to help get through at times of disaster. So unfortunately, we had to deal with it, but folks down here, I tell you, there's some resilient people down here, and I absolutely love it. You can't dampen their enthusiasm and love for life.
Yeah, like I said, we don't have that, but I've had Mike Murray from Florida on the show before, and then we had Carla Holland on the show recently to discuss what they do at the Louisiana SBDC. So what is the business environment like in the U.S. Virgin Islands?
Sure. So great question. As you can probably imagine, much of the business industry down here is focused on retail, service, tourism. And so when the hurricanes hit and, of course, COVID-19 hit, that really took a big impact on a large portion of the businesses down here in the territory. So during that time, we had to work in terms of trying just to keep them afloat with some of the different federal programs that are out there. And of course, helping to maybe repivot their business to seek either new clients or new customers, or maybe offer a different product or different service. So it's a situation where, many times we're having to explore different things ourselves as a small business development center. And then, of course, partnering with other great folks throughout the network helps us to build our subject matter expertise and help the local folks even more so.
So what are some of the industries down there in the Virgin Islands?
Sure. So, of course, I mentioned service. You got hotels, lots of restaurants, lots of retail. We do have, I want to say, the starting stages of a tech industry down here, headed by the UVI Research and Technology Park. They're one of our partners as well. They're primarily located on St. Croix, but have visibility here on the other islands as well. And we're looking to really grow the tech segment. We're also looking to grow our agribusiness. We have a lot of land on St. Croix. And right now, many of the things that we're doing are not conducive to having sustainable agribusiness throughout the territory. So those are two of the major focuses. And of course, we have our maritime industry, right, with a lot of the ships coming in, charters, fishing boats, things of that nature. And of course, everything in between. We have some investment companies down here. We have social marketing companies down here. Just kind of run the gamut of the different companies. But those are kind of the main things that we have right now, and some of the things that we're looking forward to helping grow, particularly the agribusiness and the tech as well.
Yeah, that's interesting because, like I said, a lot of people are looking to retire over the next 5 to 10 years. And, hey, they can come down there and bring that expertise and work like part-time, get a couple of dollars, put a few dollars in their pockets. We're bringing that cybersecurity, ransomware expertise down there, or the agriculture business, because, that's a big, big money-making business. If they grow the right crops, I mean, what about the CBD, or the cannabis industry? Is that down there yet?
Well, it's definitely been down here for quite a while in different stages, but it's still relatively early in terms of the legalization of some of those industries. We of course only work with the industries of hemp and CBD. Since we don't work with anything having to do with cannabis, it's still federally illegal.
Yes.
But we work with other companies to help with secondary type businesses around those industries as well. As a matter of fact, there's the inaugural Hemp Fest coming up October, I believe, 17th and 18th here in St. Thomas. So SBDC will be attending that to learn a little bit more about what some of the local initiatives are on that as well. But once again, and that's another potential industry for growth down here, particularly on St. Croix, like I mentioned, because they have a lot of the land. So
tell the listeners how they can get in touch with you down there in the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Oh, that's easy. You can find us anywhere as long as you have internet access. So our web address is, of course, www.visbdc.org. You can find us on Facebook, VISBDC. You can find us on Twitter, VISBDC. And you can find us on YouTube. Guess what the channel is? VISBDC. So just go into that in any of your search engines, and you'll be able to find us online and send us an email, send us a message, give us a call, let us know how we can help. And we invite everybody to come down here, take a look at what we have to offer. And I will say, like you, Carl, there in DC, we're one of only 2 lead centers for ASBDC hosted by an HBCU. So that's pretty fantastic that we're able to do.
Well, look, we'll be right back after these messages.
Get your classic soul and Motown in Soul Town. For the Detroit sound of Aretha. To the Memphis soul of Al. Let's be together. Or the funk of James. Wow, I feel good. And the hallway harmony of the Supremes. Make sure you stop in Soul Town, Channel 49.
Hi, this is Jermaine Johnson, Regional President for PNC Bank. At PNC, we believe that we play an important role in building strong, vibrant, more self-reliant communities. Our responsibility to help drive meaningful change has never felt more important than in this moment. Visit pnc.com/diversity to learn more. The PNC Financial Services Group, Inc., all rights reserved.
Dealing with car repairs can feel like a lose-lose situation. The hassle, the headaches, the cost, it's just too much. That's why I called CarShield. They're helping me save time and money. It's a win-win. CarShield's administrators make everything super easy. They handle the paperwork and expensive payments so I don't have to. CarShield saves me thousands and I get to choose the mechanic to do the work. CarShield's administrators take care of the rest. Plans from CarShield even provide coast-to-coast roadside assistance, rental coverage, and trip reimbursement, all at no additional charge. CarShield has monthly coverage options to fit your budget, and they've helped over 1 million drivers. CarShield is a win-win. They help get me back on track when I'm in a pinch, and I'm not on the hook to pay thousands. Get coverage today and see why CarShield cars go farther. Visit carshield.com/report to save 10%. That's carshield.com/report. A deductible may apply.
Welcome back to the Small Business Report here on Sirius XM, Channel 141, HUR Voices, powered by PNC Bank. Hey, we got Ted Gutierrez, the state director from the U.S. Virgin Islands, on the line. So, hey, Ted, so what are some of the biggest industries and some of the challenges that these businesses face down there in the U.S. Virgin Islands?
Sure. Let me discuss a little bit of the challenges, which they may not necessarily be unique to everyone, but they certainly are some unique challenges down here. I would say the biggest thing is, of course, for small businesses is access to capital. That's been an issue down here for many years. And we're working with the SBA, with FDIC, and of course, the local bank and banking commission to figure out how we can provide or advocate for some of these banks to be able to provide more access to capital down here, not only for existing businesses, but for potential businesses down the line. And of course, weather, being in the Caribbean, weather's always an issue in terms of challenges. We have some infrastructure issues here as well. Our power and energy sometimes is not reliable as we would like, particularly for businesses that rely on credit card processing, things of that nature. So those are some of the different challenges that we have here. And of course, having to rely on tourism, that's something that when you have a natural disaster, it just affects the territory so much. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, some of the biggest industries down here are going to be retail, service. Maritime's a big industry down here through the fishing, farming as well, but not so much for commercial use, more for local consumption on the farming and the fishing. Okay. And of course, some of our targets that we're trying to help grow is agribusiness, technology, and of course, healthcare is always going to be something that we can always look to expand, really anywhere, but down here especially, healthcare is something that we can definitely improve.
Yeah, well, that's everywhere. I mean, that's one of the biggest growing industries in any place that you go, because we're getting older, we're living longer, and we need somewhere to go. Because some folks can't take care of themselves after a while, or you got all these aches, pains, and other things that you need some assistance with.
I think most of us are growing older. Every time I see you, you look like you're getting younger and younger. So
I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, so what's your relationship with the University of the Virgin Islands? How's that?
That's a great question. So the university is the host institution. It's the only post-secondary school in the territory of the Virgin Islands. It's a fantastic university that has some worldwide recognition in some of its programs. Well, they serve as our host institution. So everything that we do is affiliated with UVI. And like I mentioned briefly earlier, is we're one of only 2 SBDCs in the country and the territory to be hosted by an HBCU, along with your place there at Howard in DC. So we're very excited about that. And we're very proud of the fact that we're leading from the front, trying to set the example of what can be done between the SBDCs and not only universities, but particularly HBCUs, and trying to serve those industries and serve those populations that typically have been underserved throughout the course of history. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, because Florida A&M, North Carolina A&T, North Carolina Central, they all a part of it. Morgan State, they're all a part of it. So they're a part of it. Morehouse is a part of the SBDC network, but they're not lead centers, but they play a very, very big role in servicing the communities that have been underserviced for so many years. And that's why it's so important to have people like you on the show to highlight the good things that you guys are doing. And you're not even located on the continental U.S. I mean, when I tell people that we're everywhere, they go, well, what do you mean everywhere? I said, well, we're in the Virgin Islands, we're in American Samoa, we're in Guam, Puerto Rico. We've been training folks all throughout Central America, when we have our training conference. I mean, they're not a part of the network, but they're getting the training that the rest of us are getting, So it is something that to be very proud of. And then, like I said, people are looking to retire or move. I've had friends move out of the U.S. and have moved to St. Thomas or other parts of the Caribbean, Puerto Rico being one. And, and they're like, well, hey, what can I do? Well, you can always start a small business. You got all kind of technical assistance down there with the small business development centers, and they're always shocked and amazed that we're located outside of the U.S.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah, we have presence on the 3 main islands, which is fantastic. We have a location on St. Thomas, St. Croix. We also have a couple of satellite locations. So that means a second location on St. Thomas, and we have a small location on St. John as well. So we're definitely present in the community, and our goal is to increase the engagement. We're excited that we're going to be bringing on board soon 2 mobile SBDC units.
Oh, wow.
So what that means, I'm excited about that. We've leveraged our CARES Act money through Congress to purchase 2 vans, one for St. Thomas, St. John, and one for St. Croix, that allowed us to essentially install a desk with some chairs inside of it. And we're going to have laptop computers, Wi-Fi, printer, so that we're able to travel into the community. My whole thing is, what are most small businesses doing during the day that we're open? Is they're typically working in their small business.
Right.
So these mobile units are going to allow us to take the SBDC out in the community and engage them in their neck of the woods, so that we can become more flexible. And of course, we're excited about that, because nothing like that has ever been done here before. And, some of the collaborations that we're making are really kind of groundbreaking down here. We're working now with the newly established SCORE down here in the USVI. And this hasn't been nationally published yet. So if we can keep this a little quiet on the QT, as they say.
On a national radio show.
Sure, exactly. University of Virgin Islands, through the work of my predecessor and the work that we have been doing, is UVI has recently been awarded a PTAP program, Procurement Technical Assistance Program, here for the first time ever in the Virgin Islands. And this is going to be the only PTAP that's going to be housed in a lead center from HBCU in the country. So we're very excited about that. And that's a huge opportunity for folks down here that want to do some government contract work, both locally and federally. So we're excited about some of the relationships that we've built. And like I said, trailblazing into the next 35, 36 years, that's what we're trying to do, is set ourselves up for success by pivoting what it is that we do to take us forward.
Man, you have not slowed down one bit. You were just opening doors as wide as you can. And
we're kicking them down. We're not
kicking them.
We're
really
them
knocking them down.
Yes,
and
sir.
we got like less than 2 minutes, and I want to congratulate you for being on the board, the America's SBDC board, and seeing that we're looking forward to your leadership taking us through this pandemic, and hopefully on the other side, because hopefully the pandemic's not going to last forever.
Well, I'll tell you this much: we have more resiliency than the pandemic does. And so, relying on leaders like yourself and some of the other leaders throughout the network, I'm very lucky, very blessed and humbled to be a part of the ASBDC National Board of Directors. And I have to give it up to all the experience and all the knowledge that I've gained from mentors like yourself and some other folks you mentioned, Mike Myrie out of Florida, Alan in Georgia, Michelle in South Carolina, all those great folks. Ricardo in Puerto Rico, mi amigo. So I'm very lucky, very, very blessed, and we look forward to doing a lot more greater things, a lot greater.
So give me your website again.
Sure. www.visbdc.org. Look us up, give us a call, send us an email, come and visit and spend some money. We look forward to having you here.
Hey, Ted, thank you so much for being on the show, buddy. It's good to see you. And I'm looking forward to working with you or as a board member and just in general. So
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Not a problem. Folks, that's it. We'll be back next week with vital information that'll help you grow your business.
You've been listening to the Small Business Report, powered by PNC Bank, your weekly access to all the tools you need to succeed, with your host, Carl Brown, State Executive Director of the District of Columbia Small Business Development Center. Stay tuned to HUR Voices, Sirius XM, Channel 141, every Tuesday and Thursdays at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, and Fridays at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific, for expert advice from business owners, subject matter experts, and government agencies. Each week, you'll learn tips on how to start, grow, and finance your business. The Small Business Report is supported by the DC Small Business Development Center, a partnership program nationally accredited by the Association of America's SBDCs, and funded by the U.S. Small Business Administration, Howard University, with Howard University serving as the network's headquarters. The Small Business Report on HUR Voices, Sirius XM Channel 141.